Hello students, in previous lecture we have studied detail about the open chain structure of glucose, and that open chain structure of glucose are explained on the basis of, or it is explained by features projection formula, and the stereoisomerism or stereostructures or optical isomers of D-glucose, which is explained on the basis of different chemical evidences by features projection formula. That means glucose, that is D-glucose or L-glucose, stereostructures of D-glucose can be explained by features projection formula. But see here, there are few more chemical reactions which are explains the structure, ring structure of glucose. That means there are few chemical reactions which can exhibited by the glucose, which gives the explanation of ring structure of glucose. That means glucose is also found in ring form or in cyclic form, and these reactions gives support to the ring structures of D-glucose. And today we are going to study about the ring structure of glucose, and that ring structure of glucose that is explained by few chemical reactions which is shown by the glucose. For example, that means today we are going to study about the ring structure of glucose or cyclic structure of glucose. See here, there are few reactions which is exhibited by glucose which gives the evidences of cyclic structure or ring structure or cyclic stereoisomers of glucose. The ring structure of glucose, which can be represented by Haworth projection formula. That means ring structure or cyclic isomers of glucose represented by Haworth projection formula. Then see here, the ring structure of glucose which is found in the nature. These are the stereoisomers of D-glucose. All of you studied about that D-glucose, in which OH group of lowest chiral atom. That means see here, the glucose which having formula or which having structural formula, that is CHO aldehyde group, which is written at the top, and the carbon atom in CHO group is denoted first carbon atom, and the remaining carbon atom, that is second, third, fourth and fifth, these are represented as like this. That is second carbon atom, third carbon atom, fourth carbon atom, fifth carbon atom and sixth carbon atom, which is in the form of CH2OH group. That means here, that is the structural formula, open chain structural formula of glucose, in which CHO group, carbon in CHO group is first carbon atom, second carbon atom, third carbon atom, fourth carbon atom, fifth carbon atom, and that is the sixth carbon atom at which primary OH group is there. Then see here, it is a D form of, that is D-glucose. It is a D-glucose. That D which is denoted for the OH group if OH group of lowest chiral atom. All of you studied about that. There are 4 chiral carbon atom at second, third, fourth and fifth position. Then OH group of fifth carbon atom, if it lies at right hand side, then it is a D glucose. And if OH group lies at left hand side, then it is a L glucose, capital L glucose. And we have studied detail about the stereoisomers of D glucose, that is D plus glucose. That plus sign, it is used for the dextrorotation property of that glucose. And see here, the ring structure, there are some chemical reactions which gives the evidences of ring or cyclic form of D glucose, which is found in the nature. Then the cyclic form or ring structure of glucose, which is formed because of reaction between, that is CHO group, and the OH group of fifth carbon atom. That means there is a ring formation structure of glucose takes place between the reaction of CHO group and OH group of fifth carbon atom, and it forms the hemiacetal structure of glucose. That means here is one of the reaction which gives the hemiacetal formation of glucose, and this reaction, there are a hemiacetal formation of glucose. This reaction indicates that the cyclic structure of glucose or glucose, D form of glucose, is found in the cyclic form, or it is found in the ring form. That means ring structure of glucose is hemiacetal structure. That means ring structure of glucose, which is known as hemiacetal structure of glucose. That means hemiacetal, that acetal and hemiacetal formation takes place in aldehyde when action of alcohol takes place on the aldehyde in acidic medium. And the same type of hemiacetal structure formation takes place by glucose in acidic medium, and this reaction gives the evidences existence of glucose in cyclic form. Then see here the ring structure of glucose, which is in 2 different form. That means D glucose shows the 2 different stereoisomers in cyclic form, and that is there is difference in the configuration of C1 carbon atom. But see here, at first carbon atom there is an aldehyde group, and first carbon is not the chiral atom in open chain structure. But when there is a reaction takes place between CHO formyl group and OH of fifth carbon atom, then the new chiral atom is formed at first position of carbon atom in the glucose structure. The stereoisomerism of cyclic structure is differ in the configuration of first carbon atom, because at first carbon atom the chiral center is formed due to the reaction between CHO and OH group of fifth carbon atom, and therefore there are 2 different stereoisomers of D glucose in cyclic form are formed, and that is alpha D glucopyranose, alpha D glucopyranose, pyranose, and another one, that is beta D glucopyranose. See here, the name of glucose is converted into glucopyranose. It is because of when the cyclic structure is formed of glucose, then it forms the six-membered heterocyclic compound or heterocyclic ring, which is similar like the pyran structure, that is pyran, which is heterocyclic, six-membered heterocyclic structure is like this, that is the structure of pyran. And the cyclic stereoisomers, that is alpha D glucopyranose and beta D glucopyranose, these two structures are formed, which is analogy with the structure of pyran. Therefore, ring cyclic structure or cyclic stereoisomers of glucose are called as glucopyranones. Then, see here, the ring structure of glucose can be explained by Haworth projection formula. In alpha D glucopyranose isomer, here the CHO group, which forms the new chiral center at first carbon atom due to the formation of ring structure of fifth carbon atom. See here, that is the fifth carbon atom, which form the heterocyclic ring, six-membered ring structure, that is cyclic ring between first carbon atom and fifth carbon atom. Here oxygen heteroatom is there, and here the OH group of second carbon atom, third carbon atom and fourth carbon atom and sixth carbon atom, which having the structure at CH2OH. And here the alpha D glucopyranose, in which the ring structure formation takes place, and anomeric carbon atom, that is first carbon atom, where OH group lies at the right side of ring structure. And here in beta D glucose, the carbon anomeric carbon atom, in which OH group lies at left side, or OH group of anomeric carbon atom, it lies at lower side, then it is a beta D glucopyranose. That means at second OH group is there, H, OH, fourth carbon atom, OH, H, fifth carbon atom, that is ring formation takes place between fifth carbon atom and first carbon atom. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, CH2OH. The ring structure of glucose explained by Haworth projection formula. Here, the ring or cyclic structure is formed between first carbon atom, that is CHO group, and fifth carbon atom in open chain structure of glucose, which forms the cyclic structure, and the new chiral center is formed at C1, that is first carbon atom in glucose. That means here the new chiral center is formed at C1 position of carbon atom, and the two stereoisomers, that is alpha D glucopyranose and beta D glucopyranose, are formed. The ring structure of glucose is lies perpendicular to the plane, and therefore that is a structure of ring structure of glucose which is perpendicular to the plane paper. Here, see here, the carbon atom at first position, which is known as anomeric carbon atom. If OH group is at upper side of the ring structure, then it is a beta D glucopyranose, and alpha D glucopyranose, in which OH group of anomeric carbon atom lies at lower side of the ring structure of glucose. Therefore, we can draw the ring structures of, or cyclic structures of, alpha D glucopyranose, that is alpha D glucopyranose, which is also dextrorotatory substance, and therefore we can draw the cyclic structure of alpha D glucopyranose. It is a 6-membered hexagonal heterocyclic ring structure in which heteroatom is oxygen, and there are 5 carbon atoms in the hexagonal ring, and where is 1 oxygen atom, that is heteroatom, which is similar like the pyran structure, which is analogy with pyran structure. And see here, the first carbon atom, in which the if OH group is lies at lower side, that means alpha side of ring structure, then it is a alpha D glucopyranose. See here, and the other OH groups of first, that is second carbon atom, which is lies at lower side, and there is H, where the third carbon atom OH group is at upper side. In fourth carbon atom OH group lies at lower side of the ring, and whereas the fifth carbon atom, in which CH2OH group, that is sixth carbon atom of CH2OH, is lies at the upper side of the ring. Then the structure, the stereoisomer of cyclic ring, in which OH group of anomeric carbon atom lies at lower side, that is alpha side. Then that cyclic structure is known as alpha D glucopyranose, and here plus sign is used for the property of dextrorotation of this structure. Similarly, we can write the structure of ring structure of beta D glucopyranose, beta D glucopyranose, in which there is only difference in the configuration of first carbon atom, that is it is a first carbon atom in which OH group is lies at upper side, that is beta side of ring structure, that means it is lies at upper side of ring structure, and the remaining groups in which the second carbon atom of which OH group lies at lower side, the OH group of third carbon atom lies at upper side, and the OH group of fourth carbon atom lies at lower side, and the carbon atom, that is fifth carbon atom, in which CH2OH, that is sixth carbon atom, is in CH2OH form, which is similar like the alpha D glucose, but there is only difference in the configuration of first carbon atom. That means OH group of C1 carbon atom, that is anomeric carbon atom in ring structure of glucose, when lies at lower side, that is alpha side, lower side of ring, then it is a alpha D glucopyranose. And when the same OH group of anomeric carbon atom, that is first carbon atom, when it lies on upper side, that is beta side of ring structure, then it is a beta D glucopyranose. These are the two different stereoisomers of D glucose. The groups which is at right hand side in the features projection formula are at alpha side or lower side of the ring structure in Haworth projection formula. Then see here, hemiacetal structure or hemiacetal group of glucopyranose structure, which imparts the reducing property of that glucose. Reducing property, that means property of glucose, that means glucose which reduces to the Tollens reagents and Fillings reagents. Therefore, glucose is a reducing sugar, and that reducing property of glucose, which is explained due to the hemiacetal group of that glucopyranose structure. Similarly, we can draw the ring structure of fructose.